Hi everybody. Today, me, Chiara Borghesi, and my friend, the coach, Andrés Oliveros, will talk you about two new analytical tools to analyze your market, actually. And these are the PESTEL analysis and the Porter's five forces analysis. So we will start with the PESTEL analysis. We will go through the overview, then we'll see the components of the PESTEL analysis, the analysis itself, and then we'll have some conclusion for that. You probably already know something about the PESTEL analysis, since it is a very famous tool used in market analysis. So what is it, a PESTEL analysis? It is a simple and effective tool used in situation analysis to identify the key external, so at macro environment level, forces that might affect an organization. These forces can create both opportunities and threats for an organization. Of course, if you hear about opportunities and threats, what comes to your mind is, of course, this SWOT analysis. And in fact, the PESTEL analysis is used together with this SWOT analysis very often. So the aim of a PESTEL analysis is to find out the current external factors affecting an organization and not the internal factors like the SWOT analysis does. Then identify these external factors that may change in the future. So it's not just a static overview of your market, but you will go for that also in the future. And then, of course, the aim is to exploit the changes or opportunities or defend against them, threats, better than your competitors will do. And this, of course, is for your competitive advantage. So let's go through the components as the PESTEL analysis name suggests. When carrying out this PESTEL analysis, you will go through the political, the economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal aspects of your market. And in particular, if we see every single element of this analysis, what you will have to do is to analyze for example, political factors. What do we mean when we talk about political factors? Government policy, political stability, corruption, foreign trade policy, tax policies, labor law, and trade restrictions. These are just a few examples to show you what political factor might be and how can it affect your working environment. So, for example, if you have a new market, a country where the politics is not so stable, actually it will be much difficult to enter that market. Yeah, nowadays it's like, it's very important, this aspect. Then you have the economic factors, such as the economic growth, exchange rates, interest rates, inflation rates, disposable income, and unemployment rates. Yeah, these are all micro and macro economic factors, more or less. And it's like, yeah, you have to do a very deep research to find the exact information about this. Then we have the social factors like population growth rate, age distribution, career attitudes, safety emphasis, health consciousness, lifestyle attitudes, and cultural barriers. Yes, this is This can be very important, especially when you have to choose your target market. So you will have to choose, for example, one age segment for your product, because it's very difficult actually to uh, go for a very widespread segment for age distribution. And then just analyze all the other things that can affect also the attitudes of your target market. Then another very important aspect is the technological factors. Nowadays with technology 4.0 is continuously improving and developing, so you will have to be really updated with these changes. And your company, you will have to be very flexible and adapt to these changes, because they are very fast, and you will have to go with them. So what do we mean with technology factors? So we have technology incentives, level of innovation, automation, research and development activity, technological change, and technological awareness. Of course, also these technological factors are not the same throughout the world, so you will have to be very careful. Well, now another key factor are environmental factors. Of course, now we'll see, we hear a lot about climate change and global warming. So it's a very, very widespread topic nowadays. In fact, we have weather, climate, environmental policies, climate change, and pressures from NGOs. So if you think, for example, of product that might be correlated to agriculture or things like that, you will have to be very careful when choosing your new market. Because, of course, weather and climate are changing. And the last factors you will see, you will have to analyze using this PESTEL analysis are the legal factors. So, for example, discrimination laws, antitrust laws, employment laws, consumer protection laws, copyright and patent laws, health and safety laws. These are very, very delicate topics, since every single country has different laws correlated to these legal factors, and you have to be very careful when analyzing this for your country, since you won't have any troubles with legal factors. So, in conclusion, this PESTEL analysis is a useful tool to analyze a new market, of course, and it is used by marketers to analyze and monitor the macro-environmental, external market environment, factors that have an impact on an organization. Of course, all these factors that I mentioned you can somehow affect your competitive advantage, because what can work in a country might not work in another one. So carry out a very deep analysis for this. And this result is used to identify threats and weaknesses, which are used in this SWOT analysis, of course. And yes, that was all. Presentation of the Porter's 5 forces.
Okay, thank you, Chiara. Well, in this case, basically what we are going to find is the information regarding these 5 forces. This model was created by the professor Michael Porter, and basically what he was trying to do is to identify the different aspects that are related to the market when you want to start your business or when you want to expand your business, and you need to check the market. So you will see how intense is the competition in that market, who are the main competitors, who are your customers or potential customers in that new market. So that's why this model was created by the professor. So, well, let's start with the different topics about it. We will explain you about the 5 forces. We will analyze them. We will tell you when to use them, how to use them, and some key points about the 5 forces. This is of the 5 forces. So first of all, you have the threat of new entry. Basically, if the market is ready or not for new competitors or new parties in this specific segment. And if you want to do it, well, basically what you have to do is to check these specific aspects: the time and cost of entry, the specialist knowledge, the economies of scale, cost advantages, technology protection, and barriers to entry. So by doing that, you will have a better idea about what you have to do in order to enter this new market. Then you can go to the competitive rivalry. Basically, you are going to check the number of competitors, the quality differences, other differences in terms of delivery, cost of production, the threat of substitution. It is basically if by changing the product that they are familiarized with, is going to represent a lot of money or some different tasks if they have to go to a different place, or if the delivery conditions change, different aspects that you will find in this specific force. And now in the next slide, you have when to use it. Basically, as we mentioned at the beginning of the presentation for this model, if you want to change your market or to expand your brand, what you have to do is check your market, to study your market and see if you will have opportunity to be in that market and survive. If not, it is better to go and check a different option, a different country, a different market, or maybe you can stay in your current market and change your products or perform some updates or something similar that is going to help you to continue growing within your existing market. So basically, that's when you have to use it, when you want to expand your brand or when you want to enter a new market. Now, this is an option that you can consider when using this model. If you go to the, if you based your analysis in the diagram that we showed you 3 slides earlier, you will see that you have different segments or the 5 forces. So what you have to do is check each force in each one of the topics within the forces. And what you can do is check your business, check your opportunities, and see if you are strong or if you are weak in each one of those. And you can just write down a plus sign or a minus sign. So at the end, you will see if you have more strengths or more weaknesses, and you can consider that change if you will go into that new market or if you are going to stay in your existing market. And finally, you will have some information about your structurally weak or strong position. So you will see if it is a good idea to go to that new market, if you have to change your price strategy or the promotion strategy, or if you have to change the way you are going to use to deliver the products. So this is really useful for you to find where are the areas where you can improve as a company. And in the next slide, you will find some key points about these 5 forces. So basically what you are going to see is the like summary of each one of them. And once you perform the analysis of those 5 forces, you can consider what are the best strategies for your company. If you are going to base your strategies on the on price, on location, on the product, or if you are going to create different strategies in order to be strong in the new market.